But as she idled at a red light, her gaze caught something, a flicker of movement on the sidewalk. A boy, drenched, his hoodie clinging to his skinny frame, held out a trembling hand to passing cars. In his arms, two tiny bundles wailed, their cries sharp enough to pierce the rain's roar. Elena's breath hitched. She wasn't soft. Years of clawing her way from an orphanage to the Forbes list had made sure of that. But those babies, those cries, they hit a nerve she'd buried deep. "What the hell is a kid doing out here with infants?" she muttered, her manicured nails tapping the steering wheel. The light turned green, but her foot didn't move. Instead, she yanked the car to the curb, grabbed her umbrella, and stepped into the storm, her heels sinking into a puddle. "Hey, kid," she called, her voice cutting through the wind. The boy flinched, his dark eyes wide with fear, like a cornered animal. Up close, he was younger than she thought, maybe 12, with matted brown hair and a face smudged with dirt. The babies, twins by the look of them, were wrapped in threadbare blankets, their tiny faces red from crying. "What are you doing out here? Where's your mom? Your dad?" The boy's lips quivered. "Please, ma'am, my sisters are hungry. Mom's gone. Dad too. It's just me." His voice was small, but the weight of it, the way he said, "just me," hit Elena like a punch. She knew that kind of loneliness. She'd lived it. "Look, you can't stay here. You'll all get sick, or worse." She pulled a wad of cash from her purse, $500, pocket change for her, and pressed it into his hand. "Come with me. There's a diner around the corner. Food, warmth, no strings. Okay?" He hesitated, clutching the twins tighter, but the exhaustion in his eyes won out. "Okay," he whispered, and followed her to the car, carefully buckling the babies into the back seat like they were made of glass. Elena watched, her throat tight. This kid was tougher than half the suits she'd faced in boardrooms. At the diner, neon lights buzzed, and the smell of coffee and grease filled the air. Elena ordered a spread, sandwiches, fries, hot chocolate, and a bottle of formula for the babies, who were now quiet, nestled in a booth. The boy, who introduced himself as Alex, tore into a sandwich like he hadn't eaten in days. Between bites, he fed the twins, Lily and Mia, with a gentleness that made Elena's chest ache. "How long you been out there, Alex?" she asked, sipping her coffee, trying to keep her tone casual. "Weeks," he said, eyes on the twins. "Mom left after she couldn't handle it anymore. The twins were too much. I've been getting by, stealing diapers, begging. Whatever keeps them safe." His voice cracked, and he looked away, ashamed. Elena's jaw tightened. She knew abandonment. Her parents died when she was 6, leaving her to bounce through foster homes. But this? A kid raising babies on the street? It was too much. She leaned forward, her voice softening. "You're doing a hell of a job, Alex. Most grown men wouldn't manage what you're doing." He gave a shy smile, and for a moment, the weight on his shoulders seemed to lift. As Alex fed Mia, Elena noticed something, a small, heart-shaped birthmark on the baby's neck, just below her ear. Her pulse quickened. She'd seen that mark before. On her sister, Clara. On herself, faintly, as a child. It was a family trait, rare and unmistakable. Her mind raced, but she kept her face neutral. "Tell me about your mom, Alex. What's her name? What happened?" He sighed, wiping formula from Lily's chin. "Her name's Sarah. She was an artist, always painting, but," she struggled. "She loved a guy years ago, some rich dude. He promised her the world, then cheated on her, left her pregnant with me. She never got over it. Then the twins came, from another guy, I think, and she just broke. She left us at a shelter, but I couldn't stay there. They'd split us up." Elena's coffee cup froze halfway to her lips. Sarah. A rich man who cheated. A broken heart. It sounded too close to her own past. 15 years ago, her husband, Mark, had shattered her world. She'd caught him with her secretary, a blonde half her age, and divorced him without looking back. But there were rumors, whispers that Mark had also seduced her younger sister, Clara, who vanished soon after, pregnant and ashamed. Elena had searched for Clara for years, but the trail went cold. Could Sarah be Clara? Could Alex be her nephew? She pushed the thought down, not ready to face it. "You're safe tonight," she said firmly. "I've got a place. You and the twins can crash there. No arguments." Alex looked like he wanted to protest, but the warmth of the diner and the weight of his sisters needs one out. He nodded. An hour later, they were in Elena's penthouse, a sprawling glass palace overlooking Central Park. Her staff, used to her demands, had cribs, diapers, and formula delivered within the hour. Alex tucked Lily and Mia in, singing a soft lullaby, his voice shaky but full of love. Elena watched from the doorway, her heart twisting. She hadn't felt this kind of pull since her miscarriage, a loss she'd buried under work and ambition after Mark's betrayal. That night, as rain battered the windows, Elena couldn't sleep. She sat in her study, flipping through old photos of Clara, her wild curls, her artist smile, that heart-shaped birthmark. The timeline fit. Clara had been pregnant when she disappeared, around the time Mark was spinning his lies. Elena's fingers trembled as she dialed her private investigator, Rachel. "I need a background check. Fast. A boy named Alex, and 2 babies, Lily and Mia. Mother's name is Sarah. Dig deep, and keep it quiet." The next morning, Alex woke to a breakfast spread that could feed a small army: pancakes, bacon, fresh fruit, the works. Elena, in jeans and a sweater for the first time in years, sat across from him, playing peekaboo with the twins. Their giggles filled the room, a sound so pure it cracked something open in her. "You ever play chess, Alex?" she asked, pulling out a board. His eyes lit up, and they spent the morning trading moves, his quick mind surprising her. Over the next few days, Elena threw herself into helping Alex. She enrolled him in a private school, got doctors to check the twins, and hired a nanny to ease his load. But she found herself lingering, reading bedtime stories to Lily and Mia, their tiny hands gripping her fingers. Alex, too, started to trust her, his guarded smiles coming easier. One day, while cleaning the guest room, he found a yellowed newspaper clipping about Elena's divorce, a scandal that rocked the tabloids. "Billionaire's husband caught in affair," it screamed. Alex looked at her, curious. "You've been hurt too, haven't you? Is that why you're doing this?" Elena froze, then sat beside him. "Yeah, kid. My ex, Mark, he was a charmer. Promised me forever, then cheated with anything that moved. It broke me for a while. But I rebuilt. You will too." She didn't mention Clara, or the birthmark, or the suspicions clawing at her. Not yet, but the truth was closing in. Rachel called with preliminary results. Alex's birth records listed Sarah as his mother, no father named. The twins were trickier, but there was a DNA link to Elena's family. She ordered tests, her stomach churning. If Alex was Clara's son, and the twins tied to Mark, it meant her ex-husband's betrayal ran deeper than she ever imagined. One evening, as Elena tucked Alex in, he hugged her tight. "You're like the mom I wish I had," he mumbled, half asleep. Tears stung her eyes. This boy, with his fierce love for his sisters, was thawing a heart she'd locked away. But the truth was coming, and it would change everything. Could she face it? Could she protect this fragile family from the pain of her past? The rain hasn't stopped, but the storm in Elena Vasa's heart is just beginning. She's taken in Alex, a 12-year-old boy raising his twin baby sisters, Lily and Mia, after spotting them begging in a downpour. The billionaire heiress, hardened by years of betrayal, felt her walls crack at the sight of their struggle. But a heart-shaped birthmark on Mia's neck sparked a suspicion, one that led to a gut-punch revelation. Alex's mother, Sarah, is Elena's long-lost sister, Clara, and the twins are the children of Elena's cheating ex-husband, Mark. Now, armed with this truth, Elena's about to face a confrontation that will rip open old wounds, bring tears of sorrow and joy, and show that love can rebuild even the most broken families. Get ready, because this chapter will hit you right in the feels. Elena sat in her penthouse, the city skyline glittering beyond the rain-streaked windows. Her hands shook as she clutched the phone, her investigator's words still ringing in her ears. Sarah was Clara, her sister, lost for 13 years. The twins, Lily and Mia, were fathered by Mark, the man who'd shattered Elena's life with his affairs. The betrayal cut deeper than she'd imagined, not just her marriage, but her sister, her family, all tangled in his lies. She glanced at Alex, asleep on the couch, the twins nestled in cribs nearby. His soft snores and their gentle breathing steadied her. "I'll fix this," she whispered. "For you." Her first move was to find Clara. She called her investigator, Rachel, demanding a nationwide search. "Money's no object. Find her, now." Then, to protect Alex, she kept the truth hidden, focusing on his smile as he taught her how to braid Mia's tiny curls. But the past wouldn't stay buried. 2 days later, her phone buzzed with a text from a number she'd blocked years ago. "Mark. Saw the tabloids. You with my kids. We need to talk." Her blood boiled. His kids. He'd abandoned them, just like he'd abandoned her, Clara, and who knew how many others. She agreed to meet him at a quiet cafe, her jaw set. Mark strolled in, still handsome at 50, his charm now slimy to her eyes. "Elena, you look good," he started, but she cut him off. "Save it. You knew about the twins. You left them to starve on the street with a 12-year-old. What kind of man are you?" Her voice was ice, but inside, rage and hurt churned. Mark leaned back, smirking. "Clara was a fling. I didn't know she'd ditched them. Those girls, they're mine, though. I want them." Elena's laugh was sharp. "You don't get to claim them now. You cheated on me, on Clara, on God knows who else. You're a coward who runs from responsibility." Mark's face darkened, but he admitted the truth. He'd seduced Clara during their marriage, promising her love while cheating with others. When Elena divorced him, he kept Clara on a string, fathering the twins before abandoning her when she got pregnant. "She was a mess," he said, shrugging. "I paid her to stay quiet." Elena's hand twitched, itching to slap him, but she stood, tossing a 20 on the table. "You'll never touch them. I'll make sure of it." Mark's parting shot chilled her. "Clara's in California. Rehab. Good luck fixing that disaster." She didn't respond, but his words gave her a lead. Within hours, Rachel confirmed it. Clara was in a facility in Santa Monica, battling addiction after years of heartbreak. Elena booked a private jet, telling Alex it was a surprise trip to keep him calm. He grinned, excited to see the ocean, while the twins babbled in their car seats. Elena's heart pounded as they boarded, her mind racing with what she'd say to her sister after all these years. At the rehab center, Elena's breath caught as Clara shuffled into the visitor's room. Her once vibrant sister was thin, her eyes hollow, but that heart-shaped birthmark peeked from her collar. Alex froze, then ran to her, sobbing, "Mom." Clara dropped to her knees, clutching him, tears streaming. "I'm so sorry, baby. I failed you." The twins, in Elena's arms, cooed, sensing their mother. Elena's throat tightened as she handed them over, watching Clara kiss their heads, whispering apologies. "Elena," Clara choked out, "I didn't know how to face you. Mark, he lied, cheated, broke me. I couldn't cope." The sisters sat, hands clasped, as Clara spilled her story. She'd fallen for Mark's charm while he was still married to Elena, believing he'd leave her. When Elena divorced him, he kept Clara close, but cheated with others, leaving her pregnant with the twins. "He said I was nothing without him," Clara whispered. "When I had Lily and Mia, he cut me off. I spiraled. I thought leaving them with Alex was better than dragging them down with me." Elena's eyes burned, tears falling for her sister's pain. For the years lost to Mark's deceit. Back in New York, Elena moved Clara into the penthouse, funding her recovery with the best therapists money could buy. The sisters rebuilt their bond, cooking meals together, laughing over old memories. Alex thrived, his love for his mom and sisters unwavering. He'd hug Clara 1 minute, then teach Elena how to make funny faces at the twins the next. Elena, once allergic to emotions, found herself singing lullabies, her voice cracking as Mia grabbed her finger. "You're stuck with me now, kiddo," she'd whisper, her heart fuller than it had been in years. But Mark wasn't done. A month later, a lawyer's letter arrived. he was suing for custody of the twins, claiming paternal rights. Elena's fury erupted. Over my dead body, she told her legal team, hiring the best attorneys in the city. In court, Mark played the doting father, but Elena's lawyers tore him apart, presenting evidence of his neglect, bank records showing payoffs to Clara, texts proving his affairs. Alex took the stand, his voice steady. My dad never cared. He left us. Elena's the one who saved us. The judge's eyes softened, and Elena wiped away tears, pride swelling for the boy who'd become her anchor. The court ruled in their favor. Mark lost all rights, ordered to pay support but banned from contact. The victory was sweet, but the real win was the family they'd built. Clara, sober and painting again, filled the penthouse with color. Alex aced school, his street smarts turning into dreams of college, mentored by Elena's business savvy. The twins grew, their laughter a daily reminder of what mattered. One rainy night, exactly a year after Elena found them, the family gathered on the rooftop, watching the storm. Elena held Lily, Clara held Mia, and Alex leaned against them. Love isn't about blood, Elena said, voice thick. It's about showing up. Years later, the scene had shifted but the love remained. Alex, now a teenager, interned at Voss Enterprises, his ambition rivaling Elena's. Clara found love with a kind teacher, her art selling out galleries. The twins called Elena Auntie Elle, their hugs a daily gift. As Elena looked at them, she thought of that rainy night, the boy begging, the babies crying, the moment her life changed. Mark's betrayal had broken them all, but Alex's love for his sisters, Clara's fight to heal, and Elena's choice to care had woven them into a family stronger than any scandal.